Many dangers and dangerous materials that could be lurking in your home. Andy Crouppen of Brown & Crouppen joins us to discuss some of these material hazards. Andy, good morning to you.
Good morning to you.
We were just talking a little bit in the commercial break. People, I think most people are familiar that the way kids get this is most of the time they're eating chips of lead paint.
Right.
So then they ask, why do kids eat chips of paint?
And the answer is not because kids are stupid.
Right.
No, for some reason the lead gives it a slight sweet taste. And so to a kid, it's like eating candy, and so they just eat more and more. And unfortunately, with lead paint, sometimes you can't recognize the symptoms quickly enough until it's too severe, and maybe the neurological harm is past the point of no return.
Right.
People don't realize this is very serious stuff.
Well, and apparently, and I didn't realize this until I was kind of studying up for you this morning,
Yep.
it's worse in St. Louis than it is in some other areas. I don't know if it's the construction around here, but apparently there's a lot of structures that still have lead-based paints in them around here.
Yeah, I guess it's an older city. Up until, the last several years, there hadn't been a lot of renovation, and still we have a lot of older areas with older homes. I don't know why St. Louis would be so bad, but yeah, that's what I understand too, is St. Louis has one of the highest concentrations of lead paint poisonings in the country.
And what are the symptoms? What is it that it does to a child's health in particular?
Well, initially, I think some of the subtle things you'll notice is maybe a little nausea, irritability, kids can have headaches, but unfortunately, long-term, it can lead to severe neurological problems, mental retardation. I mean, these are long-term, lifelong, permanent issues. So if you suspect you might have lead paint in the house, or even if you live in an older house and you have small children, you might want to just get it tested to make sure.
Lead is just one of the things on the list. When I think about environmental hazards, especially associated with construction, I think asbestos, too.
We're getting from bad to worse now.
Yeah.
Asbestos is probably one of the greatest dangers that the American worker has ever faced. And what happened was asbestos was used in insulation, brake pads, and I don't think people realize the dangers. Well, unfortunately, some of the corporations realized the dangers, but the workers didn't.
That's
and
sad.
Oddly, it has potentially a 20, 30-year latency period. So you have people who may have been exposed to asbestos, 20, 30 years ago who are now getting mesothelioma, which is a disease that you don't get but for exposure to asbestos. And worse than that is you have these take-home asbestos cases where you'll find that people, either children from hugging their father after a long day at work would get the particles in them, or maybe someone who's doing the laundry in the house would get the asbestos particles, inhale them just from someone having worn them.
Wow, you don't even think about that.
Not at all.
Second and third and fourth generation, if you will. One of the newer things, it seems like just in the last 4 or 5 years we've heard about this, even in new construction, drywall hazards. You got to be careful what kind of drywall you're putting in your house now?
Just Chinese drywall.
Okay.
Right.
All right. Buy American.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Buy American. That's a great plug. There's a little dispute, I think, as to why the Chinese drywall is dangerous. Some say it's the material that it's actually made with that can cause this sulfur to emanate from the drywall, which can cause corrosion in your pipes, that's just physical damage. People, when they do have it, not only have physical symptoms, once again, nausea, it can cause a lot of skin conditions, asthma, breathing conditions, but the fix for it, unfortunately, is you basically have to gut your whole house.
That's tough.
It spreads to other things. If you see, the easiest way to identify it is if you look at some of the some copper piping or electrical wiring. Be careful, of course, not to get electrocuted, but you'll see that instead of having that copper color, there's sort of a black corrosion all over it.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good. You got to replace it all, but it's better than the alternative, I suppose.
Yeah.
If you have a legal question for Brown & Crouppen, email us.